Hi there everyone, welcome back to another review. I'm Robbie.
I'm Jye.
And I'm Liam.
And we're now up to MCU film number 12, proving that heroes come in all shapes and sizes, Ant-Man. Hope you enjoy.
Imagine a soldier the size of an insect. The ultimate secret weapon.
If you give godlike powers to everyone, it's going to be chaos.
So how do we stop him?
By knowing I.
Ant-Man was directed by Peyton Reed and it stars Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, Corey Stoll, Evangeline Lilly, and Michael Pena as well.
Yes.
And Bobby Cannavale.
They're all in it.
They
They are all
are.
Gangs all together.
They're all in it.
And Baskin Robbins.
Ant-Man, an entirely new hero into the MCU. Paul Rudd plays a titular character. And this is pretty much a heist film in the MCU.
Yeah, when you get down to the basics, yeah, it is. It's a heist film.
Yep. Ant-Man, not Scott Lang, not Hank Pym, as everyone would have been expecting.
Hank Pym is in the film.
Both in it though.
One of the smartest decisions, in my opinion, was to just go straight to Scott Lang.
Okay.
I'm glad that they did that.
I don't know. I didn't know anything about Ant-Man before going in, so I didn't have any preconceived ideas. So I just love the film.
Right. So if you don't know, Ant-Man is most commonly known as Hank Pym, who was played as the older Michael Douglas in this film. Scott Lang is Ant-Man in this film.
It's a good film.
I really, really like this movie.
It's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. It's very different. It's very different to you come off Avengers and you get Ant-Man.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think Ant-Man was a nice breather after the world destruction of Age of Ultron.
Just the world building of Age of Ultron too. Like this is just a standalone, fun film.
Yep.
And that's exactly what the universe needed at this point in the storyline.
Absolutely.
I mean, even though they already had Ant-Man planned to come out after Age of Ultron, it's almost like the studio was like, okay, well, maybe we went a bit too far with Age of Ultron, let's pull it right back and just go complete opposite scale and just make it like this big.
Make it small scale, and I love that. I love that it's a small scale Marvel movie, and I think to this day there's really only like 2 small scale Marvel movies, that being this and then Homecoming.
Yeah. Which is essentially a team drama in disguise.
Yeah, basically. This it just works because it's not world-ending stakes. It's you're able to connect a lot more. I feel.
Yeah. It's a character drama.
Absolutely. It's more.
And it's funny.
Oh,
it is a funny film.
It's a comedy.
Of course, if you've got Paul Rudd in the lead, it's going to be funny, and it really is.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
We have to talk about something. This film was originally going to be directed by Edgar Wright. It was his baby for so many years. He was working on it, he was writing it, and then he unfortunately left because he didn't agree with the direction Marvel wanted to take his film. As I've probably mentioned in these videos before, Edgar Wright is my favourite director of all time, so I was so excited to see what he would have done with this, and he is not the director. Luckily, his fingerprints and his sense of vision of film are all over this movie still, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
But I wanted an Edgar Wright Ant-Man film.
Oh, absolutely. I'm on the exact same wavelength with you on Edgar Wright. He is one of the best directors working today. He's so good at what he does.
And his attention to detail.
Yeah.
All of his movies is phenomenal.
Absolutely. And the way he's able to write something that's so sharp and then present it just as sharp with his directing and then, with what he does with his crews and everything. He's just got such a unique style. And
that style would have lent itself so well to this. Which I like I said, I still feel his presence in the film. Peyton Reed has done a decent job of taking over, and the film has not suffered because Edgar Wright has left, because of course we don't know what we're comparing to. The film is still excellent, I love it. But I just have to add the grievance that it's not an Edgar Wright film.
It obviously would have affected you a lot more being Edgar Wright, your favourite director than... I would have liked to see... I was curious to see an Edgar Wright direct a superhero movie. I'm not as big a fan of him as you are, obviously. Baby Driver being really the only one that I really love. The others, they're fine. I enjoy them. But like they didn't stay with me afterwards. but still that kind of frantic style he has in his filmmaking, I think could have really been something quite unique for the MCU, which is quite traditional in its filmmaking techniques.
Yeah.
Having said that, Peyton Reed, coming from a comedy background, was definitely the best second choice to come on board after Edgar Wright pulled out. He directed Yes Man, which was not one of the better Jim Carrey movies, but it was still it was competent enough.
Yeah. And it worked for this film. His style worked for this film completely.
And I think Peyton Reed's got a very improvisational way of filming his scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Rudd definitely is very good at improvising. Mm-hmm. So I think that the two of them combined was great. Like there's definitely some one-liners in this film that were not scripted. You can tell they were completely off the cuff, and it works.
It was
very well.
It was a good combination. It's just a shame because it could have been a great combination. You know.
Yeah.
I think probably the biggest flaw that I have with this film is the fact that, like you said, it does have a lot of like sprinkles of Edgar Wright here and there, and most of the original script is intact, to what I believe, to what I've heard. Most of Edgar Wright's original screenplay is in the film. It's just they've made changes to it. But the thing is, they try to imitate Edgar Wright's style, but it's just always a little bit off.
You can't imitate something that's so personal to a director.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's why you have auteurs. You know, he's one of the best auteur directors, and then you have another director trying to copy that auteur. It's never going to work. And like they try, like I said, they try their hardest with I think you said earlier with the talks about this person said something to this person, and it's got Michael Pena doing the dialogue there.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
The planning of the high scene,
Yeah, absolutely. And
you
it's
got Stanley, she's super fine.
Yeah. But it's just, like, it's sharp, but it's not as...
on the nose.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as punchy as what Edgar Wright would have done. Yeah. And then there are other things as well. Like, I know that a lot of people love the Baskin-Robbins scene, but it's just such a blatant product placement.
We get Greg Turkington on the big screen.
Yeah.
from On Cinema with Tim Heidecker.
I mean, we did get one of the better one-liners in the entire film. You know, Baskin-Robbins always finds out.
That was good.
But the film we've ended up with, I'm extremely happy with. Had a lot of fun with it.
It's definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So going into, I don't really have any negatives for the film, but I have lesser aspects of the film.
Yep.
And again, similar to Ronin and Guardians, I don't think the villain to be a bad villain. He's just not memorable. Mm-hmm. And Corey Stoll, again, is a good actor. He does well with what he has. He's just very two-dimensional. Pretty much what you see is what you get. There's nothing.
That's the problem. The villain just appears to be just going through the motions. Like he's just getting from point A to point B, and that's like he's doing what he needs to do to further the story. That's it.
Yeah. My favorite bit of the villain was actually, let's jump into spoilers now. Spoiler warning for Ant-Man. My favorite part of the villain was during the fight when they're in the suits. And again, it's not so much what the villain's doing, it's just the creativity of that fight.
Right. The background where they are fighting.
Exactly. And just little things like, it cuts into when they're in the briefcase, and it's like this massive epic fight, and then zooms out to our perspective as full-size human, and it's just
and it's like falling through the sky. Yeah.
And it hits the pool, which is like
And there are a lot of little moments like that in the film that just work, and it just makes the whole film fun. And like we said before, it's exactly what needed to come after Age of Ultron. And I can't really fault the film for anything else. Like it is what it is, and I have a lot of fun with this movie.
Yeah, the training sequence is great when you meet all the different ants. I never thought I'd be so attached to an ant as I was with Anthony.
Rest in peace, Anthony.
That is one of the best scenes in MCU. I'm like, oh my, I'm grieving over an ant.
It's like in Guardians we grieve over a tree, like it's not even we don't care about the humans. Coulson died out, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers.
Whoops.
Spoilers for two other films.
Yeah, which already done anyway. But I mean, we've got to talk about like how they de-aged Michael Douglas at the beginning. That was so well done.
Oh yeah.
And they used the same technique for Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War as well.
Yeah.
So you were about to say?
I was going to say, it looked good.
Kurt Russell and Guardians. They
Kurt
de-age.
Russell.
That's
They
right,
seem to
yeah.
be doing it a lot.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are actually.
And they're getting better at it. That's it's certainly better than what they're doing in Star Wars. Rogue One.
That's another discussion.
Another discussion. But yeah, but no, the de-aging it does look very good.
It does look
like, especially when you look at Michael Douglas, and then you look at him in films that he was in the 90s, and it looks spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We've seen obviously other people have seen Michael Douglas as a younger person, but we've seen him in big movies
Mm-hmm.
on the big screen as a mid-40s-year-old person. So we know what it needs to look like,
Yeah.
and it looks like that.
Yeah.
Same
They've
with
done well.
yeah.
They've done well.
Same with the other ones we've seen the in the future movies. Kurt Russell, we've seen him what he looks like when he's young.
Yeah.
And it is spot on. The hair, everything.
Yeah, definitely.
And they've done with Michael Douglas, and it is so well done. Just you believe they've just gone back in time to film Michael Douglas as a younger person.
Yeah.
And I don't know if because Michael Douglas has obviously been an older person now. He's getting a bit the walk of an older man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he consciously was really putting an effort to walk straighter or more energetic, but even his posture was so different to what he is later on
Right.
in the film.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it wasn't just his face that de-aged.
Yeah,
you know,
everything.
he de-aged himself.
Everything.
You know.
Should we get a
Yeah,
star
very
rating?
Yes, let's jump into star ratings. Yeah.
What are you going with?
I'm giving this a solid 4 stars. You know, it's a film. Generally has problems when it switches directors so late into pre-production. But honestly, it could have been worse. It could have been so much worse, and I think we ended up with a pretty great product considering some of the things that went on behind the scenes. There are a few things that don't work, but it's just, you know, you outweigh those bad things with the good things. So yeah, 4 stars.
This is one of my favourite films in the MCU, and I can't believe I'm saying that about an Ant-Man movie, but it's true. I
It's a movie about ants.
I love this movie. 4.5 from me. I love it.
I'm with Liam. Like I really loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's not near my favourite films in the MCU, but I still had a great time. A lot better than I expected, considering it's about Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I was like, how's that going to work on the big screen? But again, the riskiest movies that Marvel go with tend to be some of the better ones. And there's a terrific Titanic joke, which any Titanic joke in a movie I'll love. She still threw the diamond in the ocean. I was like, yeah, that still pissed me off. But yeah, I'm giving it 4 stars.
You tried to hide your suit from me. Now it's gonna blow up in your face and destroy everyone you care about.
Scott, get out of there!
Did you think you could stop the future? You're just a thief!
No. I'm Ant-Man. I know. It wasn't my idea.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. That was our thoughts on Ant-Man. Up next we've got the first film in Phase 3 of the MCU, Captain America Civil War. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. Until next time, we'll see you at the movies.